Good morning. In this video I will show you the things I do to organize. In here I have one needle and I sew my clothes, my socks. I need to sew my shirt a little bit more so that the button won't become undone. Alright, so I love the peanut butter jars. Here I have my Rolodex. I have business cards. It says take action. Here I have goals. No, God's people will help you. You see, in order to achieve something in this life, you need help from somebody. And I called it Ideas from God. Right now I'm looking for someone to help me make an app. Alright. Here I have one called Time. What to do with my time. And I wrote it down in a folder, right? Because it's a little bit stronger than regular paper. Time. Plan, do, review. When you plan something, then do it, then review. Were you successful or not? Alright, review. Think about it. For instance, here I wrote down kettlebells in the mornings and in the evenings. But in the evenings there is not, I have zero energy for kettlebells. But in the mornings I enjoy using. I could have 100 kettlebells here, or, well, yeah, it depends. Maybe five kettlebells. I would have the 15-pounder, then I would go to the 20. Then as I become stronger, the 25, 30, 35, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That would be 5 pounds. I already have the 35-pounder, but I didn't use it because it's just too heavy to get started with it. But once you warm up, then you could do it. Alright, what do you do with your time, Daniel? Well, you go to church because you have friends there and you want to look for your new wife from there. The reason I want a new wife, a new Proverbs 31 wife, is because I would like to have a woman that is loving and respectful. Work for God each hour. This means that I stay in my room and I think and I talk to people. I use the machine here and I encourage other people. I write positive messages. I did say something about President Clinton that I heard that he was a draft dodger and a womanizer. And what happened with me was the first time I was offered, I think it's called marijuana, a relative was asked, do we give some to Daniel? And he said, no! So he protected me. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was illegal. I didn't know that you couldn't buy cigarettes because I had been buying cigarettes since I was 7 years old for my mother. Back then, you would send the children, go buy the cigarettes. So he protected me from the drugs. And from the military, I did join. I joined the Air Force. But what happened was the recruiter I had lied. I had a surgery when I was a child. And he said, go in there without the surgery without the paperwork for the surgery. They won't catch it. So sure enough, over there they make you take your clothes off and they say, well, what's that scar? Where's the paperwork with it? And they said, we can't take you. So then the recruiter said, well, okay, we could go get the paperwork. But by then I had been already offended because I went, you see, there's a right way to do things. And sometimes the older people tell you the wrong way. So at the same time, uh, my mother and I were being evicted. So we moved to Miami where a friend of my mother, Anna Carr, she passed away already. She gave us her sofa to sleep in, or at least I slept in the sofa. My mom, I think, slept with Anna because it was the only room with air conditioning. Puerto Rican lady. That was very polite to bring us out of the cold weather into the warm weather of Miami. So when I say work for God each hour, oh, I'm not supposed to say something bad about other people because I have many more sins than the young people usually, or I have many sins. But God has forgiven me, and He still makes the day so that I could get up, like He just woke me up. So I will work for God. I'll say, forgive me my sins. The older you get, the more you say, oh, I didn't help this person, I didn't help that one, I lied to this one, or sins of omission is what the Catholic Church calls them. So, what do you do with your time? What do you do with your time? I write it down, then I can correct it. I write down what I'm supposed to do. I write down, I review my flashcards, which I keep in here. I like keeping them in here. I have a folder that says it's a to-do list. A to-do list, right? To-do list folder. My to-do list. I have a magazine I'm supposed to read. I'm supposed to go see Sharisa, but it's a walk. I'm not going walking. I don't have her phone number. So the bicycle, my friend's bicycle, he just loaned it to me. It has an inner tube that has been fixed yesterday. And today we're supposed to put air into the tire. But if that doesn't get done, then it's tomorrow. I'm not gonna be... Some say, Daniel doesn't do anything unless you tell him. No, I do many things. I sewed my sock yesterday, right? But I don't do things ahead of time. That is true. The things that are... Well, see, I could put air in that bicycle tire, but I want my son and his friend, I want them both to learn how to do it. So for that reason, I wait until they're here. Another thing I teach them is, while they're playing video games, and I limit them to 15 minutes unless my son starts giving me a hard time, then 30 minutes. And then I tell them, so is it correct that you are playing while I am working, cleaning the microwave? You see, if I was homeschooling my kids, they would be working side by side with me. None of this no child labor in the United States. I wouldn't put them to be on the roof of the house, but I would teach them to build a house. Starting with something a little bit bigger than a doghouse so that I could sleep there. And even them, they feel better when they learn to do things. Alright, go help somebody. See you in the next video.